Welcome back to the channel. Okay, I'm just gonna say it straight up. Episode 3 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 4 is the best episode of this season so far. And it's not even close. We've had a great episode 1. We've had a fun episode 2. But episode 3? Reviewers are calling it, and I quote, absolute cinema. Peak storytelling. Better animation than anything this season has given us. A villain backstory that reframes the entire threat Rimuru is facing. And a dungeon battle that finally delivers the payoff we've been waiting for since Team Green Fury first showed up. This episode had everything. Today on this channel, we are breaking down every single moment of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 4, Episode 3. Formation of the Temporary Demon Team. If you're a Tensura fan, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's get into it. Super quick recap before we dive in. Episode 1 set up the new dungeon project. Tempest's big plan to attract adventurers from all over the world, generate revenue, and put themselves on the map. Masayuki accidentally became a legend by tripping and defeating a monster. The reward system was set up, and in the shadows, the Razo family and Yuuki were watching with very unfriendly intentions. Episode 2 introduced Team Green Fury, a mysterious, suspiciously skilled adventuring party that started tearing through the dungeon way too efficiently. Rimuru and his council noticed. The tension was real. And the episode ended with Rimuru preparing to personally enter the dungeon in avatar form to intercept them. Episode 3 is where all of that setup pays off, in the most satisfying way possible. The episode opens with something completely unexpected, and it immediately elevates the whole thing. We get a full origin story from Mirabel Rosso, one of Season 4's central villains, told through a beautifully presented flashback sequence with sepia tones that give it this classic distant memory quality. Studio 8-Bit absolutely nailed the visual direction here. And here's the twist that makes Mirabel genuinely fascinating. She is an isekai character herself, a reincarnated person, just like Rimuru, just like Masayuki. Except her story went in a very different direction. In her previous life, she was the daughter of a high European noble, and she was extraordinary. Through pure talent, effort, and calculated strategy, she rose to become a behind-the-scenes ruler of Europe. A shadow power, someone who controlled governments and economies without ever sitting on a throne herself. But the way she chose to rule? Dictatorship. Control. Domination. She believed that order required an iron hand, and she imposed her will on the world around her. She even married as part of her political strategy. She lived that way her entire life and died of old age, never having softened, never having changed. And then, she was reincarnated into this world as the princess of the kingdom of Celtrozo. And the very first thing she did as a reborn baby? She used her unique ability, called Greed, to control her own wet nurse. Not because she needed to, but because that's who she is. Control is her instinct. Power is her language. Over time, she used greed to bring almost everyone around her under her influence. Ministers, advisors, guards. One by one, the entire kingdom bent to her invisible will. The one person she could never control? Her grandfather, Granbel Rosso, the former hero and head of the 5 elders. He's resistant to her ability in a way nobody else is, and their relationship exists in this fascinating space of mutual recognition. 2 control freaks who can't dominate each other, forced to work together. This backstory is a masterclass in villain writing. Mirabel isn't evil because she's cruel for the sake of it. She's evil because she genuinely believes that the world runs better under total control. And she has the ability and the intelligence to make that belief a reality. That makes her terrifying in a way that's much more interesting than a simple I want power villain. Now the episode does something brilliant. It cuts from the heavy, serious villain backstory directly into pure comedy gold. And this tonal whiplash works perfectly, because while Mirabel has been out here building a shadow empire using mind control since infancy, Rimuru's team in the dungeon is an absolute disaster. Here's the setup. To deal with Team Green Fury inside the dungeon without revealing Tempest's most powerful cards, Rimuru came up with a plan. He, along with Ramirez, Veldora, and Milim, would take on temporary avatar bodies, magical constructs they can control while inside the labyrinth, so they can personally intercept and stop the threat. Sounds great in theory. In practice, complete chaos. These temporary avatar bodies are low-level, significantly weaker than their actual forms, and are 4 incredibly overpowered characters, including
a literal ancient dragon and a demon lord, are completely disoriented trying to operate at a fraction of their usual power. Their coordination is terrible. Their fighting styles clash constantly. Veldora is doing too much. Milim is doing even more. Ramirez is tiny and easily underestimated. And Rimuru is just trying to hold the whole thing together while managing 3 absolute disasters. The scene where they confront a group of adventurers on the 30th floor and immediately spiral into complete disorder is one of the funniest moments in Tensura this season. These are 4 of the most powerful beings in the world, and they look like absolute beginners in these bodies. The reality check lands hard. They need to train. These avatar forms are not a shortcut. They require real coordination and teamwork. So Rimuru does what Rimuru does. He identifies the problem and solves it. He goes to Kurobe, the master blacksmith of Tempest, and commissions proper armor and weapons specifically designed and calibrated for these avatar forms. Equipment built to maximize what these bodies can actually do, rather than trying to fight like their original powerful selves. Kurobe delivers. The armor is impressive even at this reduced tier. And with the right gear, the 4 of them head back into the dungeon and start training properly. Floor by floor, working their way upward, building chemistry, learning how to move and fight as a coordinated unit in these specific forms. It's a classic training montage, but what makes it land is the personality dynamics. Veldora showing off even when he shouldn't. Milim treating everything like a game. Ramirez overcompensating for her tiny form with massive enthusiasm. And Rimuru slowly, patiently bringing them all into sync. By the time they're ready, they are genuinely formidable. Not at their true power, but more than enough for what's coming. And then, the moment everyone has been waiting for since episode 2. Team Green Fury enters the 49th floor, deep in the dungeon, and clearly expecting to push through just like every other floor. Their captain Ain is confident and commanding. They're a well-coordinated team that has handled every challenge the dungeon threw at them so far. And then the dungeon throws them something they didn't plan for. The floor is immediately flooded with acidic slime monsters. A tactical ambush designed to disorient and split the team. Green Fury fights through them, carving a path. But while they're focused on the slime monsters, Rimuru's avatar team springs the real trap. One by one, each member of Team Green Fury is taken out by Rimuru's crew. Ramirez, Milim, Veldora. Each picking off their targets with the precision and teamwork they built during training. It's clean, efficient, and enormously satisfying after 2 episodes of build-up. The final confrontation is between Rimuru and Ain, Team Green Fury's captain. Rimuru, cornering Ain, reaches into a type of magic he doesn't often use, holy magic, and takes out the remaining members in one decisive move. Team Green Fury is done. The dungeon is secure. The threat that has been lurking since episode 2 is neutralized. And back at the palace, Rimuru and his team celebrate. They pulled it off. The Avatar plan worked. Tempest is safe. For now. Because episode 3 doesn't let you relax for long. While Rimuru and his friends are celebrating in the palace, the episode cuts back to Mariabelle and Yuki. And what they reveal makes Team Green Fury look like a warm-up. Yuki confirms what savvy viewers probably already suspected. Team Green Fury was never meant to win. They were a probe, a test, an intelligence-gathering operation disguised as a serious assault on the dungeon. Their purpose was never to actually defeat Rimuru.
Their purpose was to gather information about how Rimuru responds, what tactics he uses, and more importantly, how he and Veldora coordinate together. And now they have that information. Yuki lays out the next phase of the plan with frightening clarity. If they can isolate Rimuru from Veldora, they can potentially take Rimuru out. Those two together are unstoppable, but separated, there might be a window. Maria Bell immediately agrees. She will use her ability, Greed, to manipulate and sway the key players around Rimuru, turning his allies and the political landscape against him. And while she does that, Yuki will move directly against Rimuru himself. Two-front attack, psychological warfare on one side, direct confrontation on the other. The episode ends right there, with the full weight of what's coming settling over everything. Rimuru just won a battle, but the real war hasn't started yet. So that is that time I got reincarnated as a slime Season 4 Episode 3, Formation of the Temporary Demon Team, and wow, just wow, this episode fires on every single cylinder. Maribel's reincarnation backstory is the best villain origin Tensura has delivered in years. It's layered, it's thematic, and it makes her genuinely compelling rather than just threatening. The Avatar training comedy is peak Tensura humor. The Team Green Fury takedown is the satisfying action payoff the season needed. And the ending, revealing that all of it was just a test for a much bigger plan, instantly resets the tension at a higher level. Studio 8-Bit is not just maintaining quality this season. They are genuinely improving episode by episode. The sepia flashback visuals, the dungeon fight choreography, the comedic timing during training. Every element of the production is working together beautifully. 3 episodes in, Season 4 is already looking like one of the strongest seasons Tensura has ever had. And the real threat hasn't even fully revealed itself yet. I am so buckled in for this season. Let's go. And that is your complete breakdown of that time I got reincarnated as a slime Season 4, Episode 3. Maria Bell revealed as a reincarnated person who's been running shadow empires since birth. Rimuru's team being absolute disasters in their avatar bodies before becoming an actually scary unit. Team Green Fury taken down clean on the 49th floor. And then Yuki dropping the bombshell. It was all just a scouting mission. The real plan is isolate Rimuru from Veldora and strike. Season 4 is cooking hard. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think of Maribel's backstory? Does knowing she's also a reincarnated person change how you see her as a villain? And how do you think Yuki's plan to separate Rimuru and Veldora is going to play out? Drop your theories below. I read every single one. If this episode breakdown helped you and you want to be here every single week for the full Season 4 journey, subscribe and hit the bell. We never miss an episode. A like takes 2 seconds and genuinely helps the channel grow. It means everything. See you in the next one. Until then, stay slimy.